ultimate guide to anything Filipino in Las Vegas. This is the Las Vegas Filipino Resource Guide radio show on PHLV Radio.
Hello everybody. Good evening and welcome back to the Las Vegas Filipino Resource Guide here on PHLV Radio. I am your host, Cirimille and I just want to say hello. It's been a while. I've been on a little bit of a hiatus, so thank you to everyone who has helped me and filled in my show while I've been gone, but it's so good to be back. Thank you for being patient with me, and I'm excited to, welcome our guests here today. But before I start with that, I just want to let everyone know that you can watch the Las Vegas Filipino Resource Guide on Facebook, live on YouTube, and also on Amazon Fire TV. You can also listen to us on the PHLV Radio app or get our podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. And also, it is Filipino History Month, right? So we have some few events. I just want to kind of shout those out. Tomorrow we have the Philippine Heritage Gala Night at the Orleans, so I hope to see some of you there. There's also going to be the Asian Night Market at CSN. And then something exciting that I'm working on is I am producing the fashion show for the Las Vegas Fab Trade Expo. This is going to be on October 28th. Come see CMC Boutique's new collection, but also come and learn about more businesses here in Las Vegas, support the community, and attend and watch the Short Film Festival. We will be giving out awards to some fellow producers and directors here. And then at night, we will be having a gala as well, because, Filipinos can't go on without that. Alrighty, so for today, I'm excited to welcome some lovely guests we have here. First is Mr. Mo Ilahi. He is a registered representative of Transamerica Financial Advisors. He is also licensed with the World Financial Group, and his purpose here is to financially educate the community. And to his side or right, wherever you guys are looking, his business partner, Shelly Reyes. She is a charge nurse. She's also a mother to a special needs child and an advocate for the special needs community. And she's licensed with WFG, World Financial Group, for 2 years, and she is also a financial educator. So everybody, let's please give a warm welcome to Mo and Shelly.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having us.
Oh,
Hi, everybody
you.
out in the social media world. We're so excited to be here. And you're absolutely right. We cannot go anywhere without having some kind of a ball. Or
yes, some excuse to dress up and eat,
That's
right?
That's right.
Alrighty, so Transamerica, for those people who don't know, is, it's all about financial education and all of that. So, Mo, would you like to introduce and talk about Transamerica, who you are, and what it is that you do?
Sure. My name is Mo Ilahi, and we flew out here from Fresno, actually California, because we're looking to grow our business here, God willing. But more importantly, I'm originally from Pakistan, right? And I always tell people I'm half Filipino because I have so many Filipino friends and love the food, love the culture. I am a registered rep with Transamerica Financial Advisor. I have a best friend who's about to turn 10 on Sunday. So I'm very, very excited about that. Just love being a family person. And one of the best things I love about the community, the Filipino community, is just the family experience.
Oh, that means a lot.
I think that's absolutely amazing. And that's what we're all about as a family.
Right.
And that's what, Transamerica is all about as well, is how can we help families get a better education. We educate people how to save money, grow money, help them get out of debt, and be able to also put people in roles within our firm as well. So we're really excited to grow out here in Vegas, and we wanted to grow out with the best community, of course, which is, the Filipino community. So this is our first community that we want to help, and it's just simply because it's dear to our heart, because of my business partner, Shelly.
Yes. Wow. Thank you so much. I really love that because I think, you know, people need to understand the importance of being financially secure in their future. You know, I think we think a lot about right now, but sometimes we forget about the future. And then when that time comes, we're scrambling to figure out what to do, right? So I'm glad to have you both here.
Right.
Thank you.
Shelly, you want to introduce yourself as well?
Yeah, thank you for having us. So I'm Shelly Reyes, and I'm actually a nurse, a charge nurse, but I'm also a special needs advocate and autism mom. Mo actually helped my family, and through our company, they were able to help us get a plan in place. And because of that, it just had a mission on my heart, and I wanted to go out and educate. So we partnered together, and through special needs families like mine and nurses like me, we're able to go out and help many people. So that's
Wow.
what really it brought me in. You know, I want to help, find another way to help others. So it's my service heart that's speaking, but I love what I get to do, and it's because of my business partner that we get to do this, and we're here now, and we're excited
Wow,
to
I
meet
love
other people and to grow. And so we're very excited. Thank you for
She's
having
also
us.
very modest. She's not. She didn't say something. I'm gonna say
ahead.
about her. She's actually a founder of a program in
Okay.
in a children's hospital where we're from,
Oh my God.
and it helps special needs kids go through the hospital experience.
Oh, wow.
And her program last at the one of the conferences was picked out to be the #1 program.
Wow.
And she's going to be a keynote speaker at a foundation, global foundation, this
Okay.
year.
Okay.
So she's modest.
Wow. What's the name of that, if you don't mind me asking?
George's Pass.
George's Pass.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes,
Yes.
please Google George's
It's
Pass.
called
Yes,
George's Pass.
everybody.
Yeah.
I am a huge advocate, and I'm involved in a lot of the special needs communities.
Oh,
so
wonderful.
I am so proud
Oh,
of
thank you.
to hear that, because
Yeah,
it's just, I feel like there's not enough education and resources.
There isn't, and unfortunately, you know, even at a pediatric facility, you would think that there would be, but there wasn't. And so
Yeah.
I was able to share as a mom and a nurse how to improve that experience. So we've helped a lot of kiddos, and that same program is now at the zoo. So
Oh
we're
my
trying to expand and build it all around. And there's just so much for many to learn. And we can always do it better. We can take care of kids better, and that's how
Yeah.
we're able to do it. But
I love that.
Yeah,
Wow.
thank you
Thank
for
you, Mo.
mentioning that, Mo.
Welcome. She's very modest.
She is.
She's also the nurse of the year at the
my gosh.
Central Valley Filipino Nurses Association.
The
Wow,
PNAs.
congratulations.
Thank you very much.
So
Look at, you have a great business
I do.
friend, I should say.
She's my
Yes.
she's my sister.
She's
She
your
really
sister,
is my
yeah.
sister. Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking off camera about how ate and kuya, so
Yes.
I'm going to call Mo and Shelly ate and kuya, okay,
Yes,
everybody?
yes, for
Yes.
sure. He has become Kuya Mo to me
Kuya
and
Mo.
Uncle Mo to my kids, and for sure.
That's awesome. Okay, sorry everybody, we get a little backtracked. So Shelly, or I don't know, whoever wants to answer, what makes Transamerica different than, all the other companies?
So one of the reasons we are different is because we really take the time to develop a plan for people.
Okay.
Whether it's Transamerica in general, or more like me, myself, my team, our team, we believe that everybody deserves a plan. We believe that
Right.
everybody deserves an individualized plan, a comprehensive, holistic model. We believe regardless of how much money you have or don't have,
Right.
that you deserve a plan, that you deserve a GPS, so that you don't end up in the wrong location.
Yeah.
So, you need the right plan with the right partner, and I believe that is a huge difference. Second big piece of what we do is financial education.
Right.
That's why, I don't really introduce myself as a financial advisor or any of those things.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm truly a financial educator, because if I feel like if I can educate you or families out there, there's no one better than them to make a financial decision.
Right.
We're a believer in that. And so when that happens, people start to make better overall financial decisions.
Wow. Yeah. That I think, I'm sure you hear it a lot, because as soon as you start to talk about finances, right, people kind of shy away. But I like that
Right.
you said that you are a financial educator, because it puts a different perspective on it, right?
Right, for sure.
I feel like that I was put on this planet to educate people, because
Yeah.
being an immigrant, we were never taught how to save money.
Yes.
Right? When my mom, I remember my mom gave me 3 advice. She said, get a good education, right?
Yeah.
in our
Yep.
culture,
It's
Asian
always
culture,
gonna get it.
it's all about education, education, education.
Yeah.
People wonder why is Asian community so educated, because before they feed you, they ask you, what is your grades?
Yeah.
What does that look like, right? Second advice my mom gave me was get a good job. So
Right.
they pound us on the get a good job, and then they tell us to work hard, right? That's why we come to America. But then they forget the next couple of pieces.
Yep.
You know, get the right education.
Right.
Learn about money, how to save money, how to grow money. A lot of our nurses that come in, they start these great jobs, they make six-figure incomes,
Right.
but they never get one financial education class.
Wow. Yeah. And sometimes, finances, like you said, if you're not educated, it's hard to understand. And then people end up living, paycheck to paycheck. And then they have a great income, right?
Yes.
But they don't know how to
Yes.
put it away properly and stuff like that.
And I believe that a lot of agents out there, a lot of companies out there, and I'm sure people even in our company
Yeah.
are there to sell a product.
Right.
We believe that selling a product is not enough.
Right.
We have to find the right tool for the right people.
Exactly.
So that's what
Exactly.
differentiates us
I
more so
love
than
that.
anything else.
Wow. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
And then my next question is, with our market, it's kind of fluctuating. It's not very stable right now. What are some challenges that, you see people in the community facing?
Well, I can speak to that just as a nurse. I think COVID had a huge market volatility effect just for
Yeah.
all of us. And I think as frontline workers, we saw it firsthand. I think for the most part, our mortality became a reality.
Okay.
So a lot of us were getting sick. We were losing jobs. We didn't have enough money in our emergency fund. So we realized, hey, what's going to happen? We're taking care of everybody else, but who's going to take care of us?
Of us.
Right? So that's where it makes us look at how are we going to fund our retirement? How are we going to save for the future? And then long-term care became really important. So I feel
Yeah.
in a lot of ways it just changed how we looked at things. When everyone else was at home, as a healthcare worker, we were out there in the world,
Yeah.
in the workforce.
It didn't stop, right?
It didn't stop for us. But it could easily stop for us if we got sick.
Right.
So if we couldn't do any of the activities of daily living, that would affect us. So we were looking at things differently. I think as healthcare workers, frontline workers being hit by everything, that it made us see things differently.
Yeah.
For sure, our mortality was like, wow, this could happen. It's not if, it was when.
Right.
When something happens. So it
Right.
made us look at things differently. So I do see a shift in planning for sure, and how to save all those things.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how would you recommend they take that first step to planning? Like does that question make sense? Like how would
Yes,
you, if somebody
yes.
came to you and was like, okay, I'm
Right.
on board, what
Right.
would you recommend?
Well, I came to Mo for all of this. I'm going to let him answer this because I actually brought a lot of my healthcare worker friends, because I think a lot of organizations don't truly educate, number one, as you were saying. But then we're not really provided a lot of it. So most of us are not only financially illiterate,
Yeah.
we're financially naive. Like we expect our hospitals to take care of us. And sometimes we hope they do, and some may, but for many, we're not. So
Right.
when I came to Mo, I was like, why aren't we talking about this? Why aren't we being educated about these things? So what did you say to me?
Yeah.
I'll tee this off to Mo.
The first step to anything, we have so many healthcare workers that work with us on a part-time basis.
Yeah.
And we have so many healthcare workers, frontliners that are clients. And I come from a healthcare worker. My brother's in healthcare. My sister's in healthcare.
Okay.
I have cousins in healthcare. I have more family in healthcare than anything else. So I'm considered the black sheep of the family because I'm not.
'Cause you're not in healthcare.
I'm not in healthcare. But I feel like I provide financial care. Side note, I told my mom, I said, Mom, I finally became a doctor.
Yeah.
And she goes, really? I said, yeah, I became doctor of money. She
money.
started laughing. Right? But I think everybody, the first step should be just like in anything else. Get an assessment,
Okay.
right? Because one of the biggest mistakes that I think we can make is we always say, well, what can I do?
Yeah.
I have this much money. What can I do with it? Where should I?
Right.
So I think the first step should be get an assessment.
Talk to somebody.
Get together with
Yeah.
someone and somebody you trust. And we have something that I love to do, something called financial needs assessment.
Okay.
And I believe that that needs to be the first step. Just like if you walked into a doctor's office and say, hey, my stomach hurts, my head hurts, and I have internal bleeding, where should I start?
Right.
Right?
Good point.
So I believe that that's the first step is let's do an assessment together.
Yeah.
And we do something very cool. It's called a financial needs assessment, but we take a holistic, comprehensive approach.
Okay.
Because your situation is different than Shelly's different, and every nurse out there, every doctor out there has a different need.
Yeah.
Let's assess the situation.
Yeah.
Because that goes back to, instead of selling a product, let's help you.
Yeah.
Let's get you on the right plan rather than here's a life insurance, go buy it.
Yeah,
Does that make
exactly. And they
sense?
just think, oh, I'm putting my money into this, and I can just leave it alone and look at that, right?
Right.
It's just
right.
like when I was, like I told you guys, I was working in healthcare before this, and they were like, oh, you qualify for 401k, and I was like, okay, cool, just put 10% or whatever percent in there, and I left it alone. I had no idea what I didn't learn. I'm young. I didn't know much about it.
But they
you
didn't
know?
teach you either.
They didn't teach me either. They gave me a booklet and was like, okay, read it on your
Who reads a booklet?
Right, exactly. No. I tried to, but I had no idea because I'm not educated.
I have good news and bad news. What do you want to hear first?
Let's do good news first.
Good news is you're normal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So nobody reads that stuff.
Nobody reads them.
Bad news is you're normal. Okay. Nobody reads that stuff. Right? So that's the challenge. But when you have a personalized, comprehensive assessment that is just for you,
yeah,
and we give you an 18-page report of what it looks like,
yeah,
and it is now designed for you, you're going to read it.
Then you're going to really want to learn about it.
Because
right.
the numbers and everything that's in there, it's just for you.
Wow. So it's very personal.
Yes,
right.
yes.
Right. So kind of going off of that, I guess this, I don't know if you want to add to this, but a lot of people have financial advisors themselves, and they do have that 401k like I have had. What are the missing pieces?
Okay. Shelly's like. A lot of people, financial advisors, like you said, you had a retirement plan at work. A lot of people have 401ks, 403bs. I believe that they're missing some pieces. A majority of the time is that they really don't have a plan if they die too soon.
Right.
What happens if God calls your number too soon?
Right.
Right. I think that's a big piece.
Right.
Second big piece, I believe, in my opinion, is what if you live too long?
Right.
What if you outlive your money?
Then what are you going to do?
What are you going to do?
Exactly.
Right? For people that are coming into this country like myself, we don't know what that piece is.
Yeah.
Right? Do I move back to Pakistan? I've never been back to Pakistan since I've been here.
In a long time, yeah.
Or where do I go? I would like to go to the
yeah.
Philippines. I already told her. I said, my wife and your husband, we're going to buy neighboring islands.
Right. Just build a whole,
build a whole thing.
Yeah.
But in reality is we're going to stay here, right? Our kids are going to be here.
Your kids are,
One of the biggest misunderstandings, especially for our Asian community, is that they say, oh, we'll go back home.
Yeah, I always hear that a lot.
Oh, I'm going to build this home in the Philippines. I'm going to build this home in here. I'm going to build this home.
My money's better over there.
But you know what? They're still here. Their grandkids are still here. Their kids are here.
Kids are here.
So that's number two. The third part is probably the biggest piece.
Okay.
That's missing. Especially in today's market, is what happens when you can't do 2 out of the 6 activities of daily living.
Okay.
Who's going to take care of you?
Right.
Where's the plan for that? Because you can work on a 401k, you can work on having a great IRA and a stock portfolio. But when you have to pay $14,000, $15,000 or whatever it is a month, to a home to take care of you,
nurse or somebody.
How long does that go?
Right.
So like I said, one of the best things that I believe that we do is we take a holistic approach, a comprehensive approach.
Yeah.
That way we can make sure that we serve our client the best and our families the best.
Yep. So they can understand it, and so it's personalized to them.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Wow. I really hope everybody's tuning in right now because this is just so important, and I love the way you explain it. Because sometimes I've talked to other people and they've kind of used all these terms and everybody's like, oh, okay. You get a little, but it makes sense. it just really makes sense, speaking to you guys about
And,
this.
I was that uneducated guy.
Yeah.
Right.
I know how that feels.
Yeah.
Even though my mom forced us to get a lot of education, but we're financially illiterate.
Yeah. And I think I want the viewers to understand too, you're never too young to start, right?
That's right.
You're never too young to start. So,
Or never too old.
and never too old either, right?
Speaking on my gray hair. I gotta speak for all my gray hair people.
And then I think we talked about this. You said you were kind of trying to transition to here in Las Vegas, right? And you're here on the Las Vegas Filipino Resource Guide. So how is the company better equipped to help the Filipino community?
Well, I can speak on that.
Great.
So I think being a Filipina, I think we have a better understanding as far as the family dynamic.
Right.
There is definite multi-generational planning that's involved. Grandparents that are involved with planning for the future as well. So there's a lot of things that we have to think about. We also have to understand the culture as well as the language. So we as a team actually have people who can give the classes, the education to people who need it in the language that they need. So, how better to understand it but in your language. So I think a lot of education, you need that because for like you were saying, they don't understand the terms. What more not in their own native tongue.
Yes.
So we do have that opportunity as well. And we have a lot of different platforms to learn from, either live or on Zoom. So I think that is what makes it different.
I really love that. I've never heard of doing any of that before.
Right. And I think that's what's great about our team is that we really try to reach out. And it's not just about, giving advice here and there, like really sitting down. I love that 'cause how my family was helped personally. I didn't ever feel like, they were just selling me a product. I felt like he was sitting down with me, because that's how our company is, no family left behind.
Right.
Where they sat down with me and really looked at not only us, but how it affected my kids.
Yeah.
And then for us as a special needs mom, like how does that going to affect their future? So
futures,
I never looked at it that way. I felt like my family was taken care of. So in a lot of ways, that's what our community is looking for. They're not looking to be sold. They're looking to be taken care of. So we actually do annual assessments and we have relationships with them. So you feel like someone's taking care of you. Yeah. And they're going to give you that honest opinion, and make sure that you're taken care of. So I stand by it fully. And that's why my heart's in it.
Wow,
So,
I can feel that.
Yeah.
I absolutely can feel that.
Yeah.
And when they do, when they do sign on and everything and get their plan all sorted out, they still have a way to communicate with you throughout the entire process, right? Until the future.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. As long as God keeps us around.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Wow. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And then you talked about platforms.
Yes.
So can you kind of dive into those educational platforms?
So we have, if you're a member of our company, we do have like educational platforms.
Okay.
Where we learn either weekly or monthly. There's Zoom training. We learn about products and different things. Okay. And then for non-members, we also offer education through like workshops. So like financial education that way. So healthcare to wealth care or financial wellness or special needs planning. Those types of things. So we do cover a lot of different things that we can offer out to everyone.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are those like free to register?
The public ones are complimentary.
Okay.
One of the ones that that Shelley is close to her heart, and I want to mention it since you're a special needs advocate, and she's made me a special needs advocate. Is that the what happens to your child after you're gone?
Right.
See, you're going to be the best parent while you're here. But what happens to that child? And that we did for, we do it for the local community centers.
Yeah.
And so that's one of our more popular ones for the special needs community. Healthcare to wealth care, long-term care.
Yeah, long-term care.
Right. All of those are the public ones are open because we're highly regulated.
Okay.
So the public ones are quarterly usually.
Okay.
But the ones for members, that's open. It's a couple of times a week, and they can attend however many they want.
Wow, that's I'm really glad to hear that because, when the education doesn't just stop when it's when it happens, right? Like you said, you're not just here to be sold a product and then you're left alone.
Right.
So it's really important and really inspiring that you guys are continuing to push that on.
Right.
I've never heard of that from other companies before. And then kind of talking about financial goals. So is there like any advice or any financial goals that you recommend people? You can probably list about 2 important ones.
I believe that financial goals for everybody is different.
Okay.
The 2 things that I would focus on, number 1 is I would focus on getting a plan.
Okay.
That's huge, and something we do complimentary. It's a complimentary plan that you could get. It's very holistic, very comprehensive, and it's complimentary. And no, you don't have to buy anything. That's usually the first question I get. Yeah. But you get a nice report. So that would be the first goal. Second goal is make sure that you understand.
Okay.
Kind of like when we go to a physician.
Yeah.
If you go to a doctor and you don't have any questions ready, or you walk out of there and go, "Oh,
what just happened?
What happened? What just happened?" And then you go home and then, your mom said, "So what did the doctor say?" Or your wife says, "What did the doctor say?" Well, I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah.
Right? So what did you ask him? I don't know. He just said, "Take this prescription," so I'm going to take this prescription, not knowing. Right? So a lot of people feel that way because they go into a financial advisor, and like you said earlier, I loved what you said earlier. A lot of the terminology you didn't understand, and you were afraid to ask because you didn't want to sound like you didn't know.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? You don't know, so you need to ask.
It's important.
So I think those are 2 important goals for people to have.
Yeah.
Anything you want to add to that?
No pressure. I do have a question. Say they do have already, a retirement plan or something. Are they able to transfer that over into whatever they
Excellent question.
work with you
That's a great
guys? Yeah,
question.
I was wondering.
A lot of folks have 401k plans, retirement plans already.
plans.
So I'm going to go back to, since majority of the people on here might be medical.
Yeah.
So I go back to the medical.
They're all nurses.
They're all nurses or doctors.
Somebody's been on high blood pressure, like my mom is a great example. My mom has been on the same blood pressure medication for I don't know how many years. And then when we went to the doctor, we started questioning, right?
Okay.
And then they say, "Oh, we need to change this, we need to change that." And then you say, "Why?"
Yeah.
Why?
Why? Right.
Right?
Why?
So, and then, well, this, and this. Well, this was already working there. So if you have a retirement plan, there's nothing wrong with getting a second checkup, right?
Okay.
If you have a retirement plan, you have somebody who you're working with, because we're talking about something that we're going to depend on for a lifetime.
Yes. Yeah.
Right? So if I have a doctor and my doctor says the illness that you have is a lifetime illness,
Right.
I would go get a second opinion.
Right.
Wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would too.
I'd go get a third
I'd be
opinion.
like, "Oh, okay." Yeah.
Right? So same thing here.
Okay.
We do a lot of second opinions.
Okay.
That's something that I really love to do. So thank you for asking that question.
Yes, yeah. I'm curious.
It's something I really like to do is because a lot of people, like you said, they set it and they forget it.
Okay.
They have a plan.
And then it
They've
just...
been putting in their, they've been working at the same hospital for 19 years.
Yep.
They've been putting away 10%. So this is so funny. I've had nurses, doctors walk into my office with bags of unopened envelopes.
Really?
Because they don't look.
Because they don't look, yeah.
They don't have
kinda
time.
just put it...
They haven't had. But now everything's online. Now I really sound old when I say envelopes. So a second opinion is, I believe, it's a key component of somebody that already has it.
Yeah.
Right? And
Wow.
that same thing we did, with my mom, and we said, "Hey, let's get a second opinion."
Yep.
And then we went to a holistic doctor.
Doctor, yeah.
And they said, "Well, you could do this, or you could start some of this other stuff."
Yeah.
And then a lot like my mom and her sister, they share medication,
Yeah, okay.
right? And I
Okay.
think that happens in our community is they share financial advice.
Okay.
One out there talks to another out
Right.
there,
Yeah.
Right.
says,
And then they go like this.
"I'm doing
Right.
this, and you should be doing this," but they have 2 completely different situations. Same thing. My aunt and my mom, they share high blood pressure medication. you know,
It's very common, though, right?
right? And so it's very common in the financial side also.
Yeah.
And I believe that that's another thing to be aware of, those people that have had the plan for a long time.
Yeah.
Right.
And it never hurts to get a second opinion.
Right.
It never hurts.
And sometimes you don't know what you don't know.
Exactly.
So sometimes because they don't have the education, they think that they're in the good spot.
Yeah.
So because if you do a free assessment, let's just make sure, let's do a check. So I think that for many, they realize, oh, I thought I was okay.
Yeah, they're like,
and then
"Oh,
you
I
realize
didn't
I
know that."
wasn't, right?
Yeah.
And then you get, so like myself included, I realized that I wasn't. So I was so glad that I got that assessment, because now my trajectory is just completely different.
And a completely
Yeah.
different. Wow. Oh,
So it
wow.
never hurts. Second opinion.
Thank you for
right.
answering that, because I've always been curious about that,
Yes, absolutely.
And then my second to last question will kind of wrap things up. So I'm very involved, and I'm trying to kind of help the younger generation and community. That's one of my advocacies. So do you have any advice for the younger generation who's looking to learn about financial education, or why? Can you kind
Let's
of give them a why?
Let's ask the younger of the two people.
Why it's important?
Yes. Can you give them a why?
Well, especially if they're starting out with their careers. I mean,
Okay.
what better at that point to decide, hey, this is where it should go.
Right.
I can grow my money better this way, or like it would look better this way. Because I feel like I probably had a plan 2 years ago, and I'm 48, and I think I almost felt like I was too late. What more for someone who's barely starting their career if they could set everything up for the future at that point?
Wow, yeah.
So, and a lot of times too, when you make money, you just spend it, you don't realize. And you think, I will always have time later, until you realize I don't, and you just set yourself up better. And I think you just make better decisions about everything. So this now is more, it's never too late, but it's never too early.
Okay.
And I really think that it's education that should be offered in high school, but it's not. Not even really in college.
Not in college.
Yeah,
no.
not nowhere actually.
No.
So I think that's what I'm really proud of, is that we do offer it to everyone and anyone. So word of advice, it's never too early to start. Start now.
Now.
The best time now.
Is now. Don't wait. I love that. Thank you for
Yeah.
sharing that. I really hope that reaches the younger generation, because there's never anything wrong with being prepared. And I want everyone to understand that, especially I'm in the transition of the younger generation, and I'm starting
You're
to
still
get
in the
a
younger
little,
generation.
yeah. So like I'm learning about more of adulthood and all of that, but I'm also like, I have people younger than me that ask me questions. So I'm like, oh, I'm in that middle realm right now.
Right.
So I always like to ask for advice so I can pass that on.
Yes.
Yes.
You're somewhere between ading and ate.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
I'm right there.
They need a word for that.
See,
in
he's
there.
half Filipino.
He's
He
half
totally
Filipino.
understands.
He's definitely Filipino.
I knew I was Filipino when my favorite dessert became taron.
Oh my gosh.
I said, "That's
he knows
it."
all this stuff.
He knows
You've
all
been
of it.
doing a
Telling
great job.
I'm telling you.
So finally, I would like to ask you to, let the listeners know how we can reach you, especially people who are interested, in getting that assessment. And also, if you have any upcoming events, to please invite them to that.
I could share about the upcoming event. That's
Sure,
so
absolutely.
on Thursday, October 26th, we are doing in Fresno healthcare to wealth care. So
Okay.
focusing on nurses, long-term care, those types of things. But we can have any of the listeners Zoom in as well. So
Okay.
that opportunity to Zoom in will be available. So it'd be October 21st, a Thursday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yay.
So
I'm
we'll
excited.
have a flyer up for people to reach us.
Okay.
And get registered. But we would love for them to join us and to learn and to have a plan in place.
Have a plan in
Yeah.
place.
We can send you a flyer. You could
Yes,
post
I
if
can
you'd like.
post it
And
on
it's
the-
complimentary.
Okay.
They could just attend and learn and show up and on Zoom and absolutely. So
Yes.
yeah, that's one event. We also have financial wellness also coming up.
Okay.
So we have different events all the time. Best thing to do is we can post something on your website or
Okay.
if you'd
Yeah.
like, or
Please
give you
send that.
something and we'll send that over to you. But also you can contact us.
Okay.
My Instagram, and I just started using
Oh.
it. So, I have an Instagram. I had to look for it. Sorry, I had to look for the
No,
name.
go ahead.
Look at you. She's laughing at me.
No, go ahead.
Mo.ilahi.wfg.
Okay. Perfect.
Mo.ilahi.wfg.
WFG.
Yeah.
And what's yours?
What's
Mine's Awesome Cam, like autism. So AUSOME, Awesome Cam.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the phone number, nobody
Yeah,
uses
go ahead.
phone numbers,
Phone
right?
numbers.
Do the
I
people
still use the
numbers?
phone.
Yeah.
559-351-8659. 559-351-8659.
Is there also a website too, if they wanted to, or like something on the web for them to?
Yes. I have it. I just
Yeah, go ahead.
got to look for it.
And just while he's looking for that, everyone, just to remind you all, this is Transamerica is the name of the company. For everyone, maybe you guys are already on your phone.
We're trying. I think the best way to contact me is
Would just be phone.
mo.ilahi.wg.
Okay, there you go. On Instagram or phone.
phone number.
Okay,
yeah, phone number.
perfect.
Yeah, that
and
would be best.
if you will be attending the gala tomorrow, you can talk to them in person. So
That's
what
right.
better
We will be
way?
there.
We're going to have our
Sure.
spouses here. And
Yes.
We're also coming back in November
Okay.
for the Filipino Nurses Association Las
Association.
Vegas educational seminar.
Yes. On
Okay.
And
November
we're
4th.
going. So we're going to be coming here. So
Okay,
if you know
perfect.
anybody that's looking for perhaps to do something in the industry as well,
If you're interested.
we're looking for really good people to work with.
Okay.
As well. So
And you
Yes.
guys are, again, out of Fresno, California,
Yes.
right? So if there's anybody listening here right now and you're
Yeah.
in California,
yeah.
Yes.
And we're
Please
looking
reach
to
out to them.
expand out here into Vegas. So if you know anybody that might be looking to get into the industry, please reach out
if
to
you're
us.
interested, yes, yes. Young or old, please.
We don't care.
Everyone.
18 and
18 and up.
doesn't matter.
All right. I just want to thank you both again for coming on to the show and, really kind of putting that foot in the door and educating our viewers, because I think this will start, some people to get really interested. So thank you again,
Thank
Ate
you for
Shelly
having us. Yes.
and Kuya Mo.
Thank you
so much for
Thank
having
you for
us.
having us.
You're welcome.
We appreciate it, and we look forward to seeing everybody tomorrow.
Yes.
The gala is going to be a blast, so if you don't have your ticket,
Yes.
get your gala
I
ticket.
know. I hope it's not too late.
We're looking forward to seeing you guys.
Yes, yes. So thank you again to everybody who's tuned in today. Just a reminder, this is the Las Vegas Filipino Resource Guide. You can watch us Thursdays at 6 p.m. live on Facebook, live on YouTube, on Amazon Fire TV. You can also listen to us on the PHLV radio app. Get our podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. We are always live Thursdays at 6 p.m. Good night, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Thank you. Good night. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.